Hi, my beautiful souls. How are you guys doing? I hope everybody's doing well. This is my part two of Nolan. And what is so crazy, this is for entertainment purposes, I must say that first and foremost. What is so crazy is that soon as I opened this phone, okay, Nolan face showed up, okay? Now, I remote viewed the day, which will be July 4th, is when Nolan Xavier Wells. Let's timestamp this video 3:04 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Thursday, July 9th of 2026. This case file number is 44. So I did a remote viewing session. Now, I have a couple phones, okay? Now, we're going to get to the phone, okay? So, there's evidence in Nolan's phone, first and foremost, okay? They scrubbed his phone. That's why he didn't have his phone with him. His phone was with him. They took his phone from him. Hold on. So I remote viewed the situation. Hold on. Give me a minute. I want to send my condolences to his family, Nolan's family. I did a remote viewing session, okay? The first energy read that I did, I used the cards, okay? And then I was thinking about, should I throw the bones in the shells? I said, no, let me just straight go and remote view. Okay, remote viewing is actually seeing an event that happened, past, present, or future. Okay? So, Nolan Wells, or Nolan Xavier Wells, 18-year-old boy from, and I'm going to say boy because his energy is young and youth, right? Was found dead on the island of Horn Island. He actually died between, okay, so if you go back to my first reading, it all makes sense in the remote viewing session that I did, okay? I opened my phone, this phone, and Nolan's just popped up on my phone, okay? Right now, Nolan is very hurt, okay? And he's coming to terms about how he died because it was horrific, you guys, okay? And also, when you are a practitioner, right? He should have never went. If you're the only black kid, don't go. If you're the only Spanish kid, do not go. Because you're not going to make it out alive. And I'm going to tell you why. So, you guys know that I'm in the spiritual community. I grew up in the spiritual community, okay? Very tapped in to a lot of things that are going on in the physical plane and the spiritual plane because we are in a simulation, I must say that. But these events are really happening, my friends, okay? In the physical. I'm going to do a video on that. Yes, I'm going to get to that. Somebody says I found out that one of the mothers of the friends and Wells' mother went to the same school. Yes. And I think it's Wells' mother actually watches Nolan mother's. I think Nolan's mother has like I think she has like a she does YouTube videos. I think isn't she a nurse practitioner? So I remote viewed this. I remote viewed it, you guys, from the day that it happened. Okay, so this is a hate crime, and I'm gonna tell you why. They beat Nolan. He was beat to death, and he was placed in the body of water. But he was they lured him out to another area. Okay? He wanted to walk away. He was walking in the opposite direction. Then they surrounded him where he had to walk through them. Okay? And they were taunting him. You guys, it was so bad. And see, there it goes. There are the spams. Spam call. You know, one thing I've noticed about a white occultist, okay? These are occultists we're dealing with. The mother of his friend gave a weird cryptic post about that he drowned. No, he did not drown. They're going to say two things. And Nolan was not drinking. And there's proof that he was not drinking because of the toxicology report is going to show that he was not drinking. Hold on, you guys. He was not drinking. They were drinking and drugging. Okay, and I asked what the drug was when I was channeling them and I was remote viewing them. It was cocaine. They were on cocaine. They were doing cocaine. There's cocaine in their system. Nolan did not drink. Nolan did not do cocaine. They're gonna say he either drowns. He was placed in the body of water. If you see when I did the video, the actual location where his body was put in the body of water. Because he died between the 4th and the 5th. And the reason why I keep saying this is because he pretended like he was dead. But he was not dead. He has physical blows to his physical body. And the person that handed the mother the phone, they scrubbed the phone. Now, who has... And there's also people that were there that day on the boats. One of the persons that were there that day on the boats, I'm going to be very careful. This is for entertainment purposes, but you know this is not entertainment. This is some real shit here right now. This is not for entertainment. This I have to emphasize for entertainment purposes, but no. Nolan was murdered. Now, when I went into a remote viewing session as a psychic, as a seer, you can see past, present, and future. And the past, present, and future is all playing out at once. So I was actually, when this happened, I was on the beach. Okay, on the beach. And I seen the argument started, okay. And when Nolan felt something in his spirit was off, he did. He felt like something was off. These people pretend to be Christians. They're not Christians. They're devils. They're demons. They are demons. Hey, Stefan, we're dealing with demons. Demon, 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 demon. Yes, Ben, somebody says, Ben Crump said his phone message were erased. Yeah, they were scrubbed. So I'm on the beach in the metaphysical, okay? And I'm actually there that day it happened. And 3:13 on the clock, they were like calling him racial names and everything, and he tried to walk away and they blocked him in. So he couldn't walk away. Okay? They wanted a fight. That day they wanted a fight. And you know the thing about that mirrors this case and Carmelo's case? Carmelo reacted. There you go, look. Like clockwork. Like clockwork. Potential spam. It's like clockwork. See, one thing about black spiritualists, or Hispanic spiritualists were the strongest spiritualists, and indigenous spiritualists were the strongest ones. Okay, they have to they have to manipulate the energy and everything like that, but they're not strong like we are in spirit. Somebody says you are getting powers from, no, I'm not. See, this is what the white man wants you to believe, that you're getting your information from demons. I'm getting my information from my ancestors. And I'm there at the actual location on that beach that day. While all this is taking place. Thank you, Nolan. See, when you transcend and ascend, some people don't transcend and ascend right away. Because they want justice. So if you go back to my part 1, where I'm like, okay, did they hold his head underwater? He was actually beat. He was beat to death. And then when I was talking about his head and his body was actually held in the body of water. That's why when the Cajun whatever they're called, that go out there to look for recover the body, they place Nolan's body in the body of water. And nobody's going to talk. And the reason why, if this is what they're, and let me tell you something. There's a person that was out there that day that has high credentials. High credentials, my friend. If I was Ben Crump, I would get, and it's hard because you don't know, there's not like a sign on sheet. Okay, this boat was out here this day on this dock, because then you can follow back by names and reference back by names. But they are going to find physical bruises on Nolan's body. They're going to find it in the head area and the throat area. And the arm area, both arms. He was beat to death. Because I'm like, it looks like a hunt. Okay, so when it looks like a hunt, Nolan was the prey. And Nolan was the prey, and they were the predators. And I believe the boy that did it, all of them was involved, but the main one has done this before. And they got him out of it before. So I would look into other cases in that area of any other black children. Somebody says Ben Crump is a bole. Ben Crump is not going to get deep. Crump is an agent of the state. He is a bole. Yes, somebody actually filmed him getting beat, and it's so crazy is they isolated him. And there's a whole bunch of witnesses that day. And that girl's statement is a lie. The girl's statement was a lie because Nolan actually walked away from that girl. And the girl called Nolan back, and he was walking away. And nobody's going to come forward, because if they come forward, they're going to say, okay, they're the ones, they're going to pin the death of Nolan, Xavier Wells, on the person that speaks first. They filmed his beating, yes. Somebody says, I only date black girls because I don't. Yes, Al Sharpton and Ben Crump. Ben Crump would have never took this case. Ben Crump takes cases that he knows either he's going to win or he's going to get money from it. And that's facts. Ben Crump's background is Gullah Geechee. But there's going to be a time where Ben Crump is going to have to be at the crossroads. We all go to the crossroads. All of us. And when I say the crossroads is where we're being held accountable for our actions that we do here. I just got an email and there's nothing there. Look at this. I'm going to show you. It's blank. All lives matter. All lives matter. And Ben Crump is going to have to go to the crossroads one day. And I hope Ben Crump is not just doing this for the money. Because at the end of the day, he will go to the crossroads. And when you go to the crossroads, you are held accountable at them crossroads. Somebody says Black Lives Matter. Yes, Black Lives Matter. But the problem is, this is the good old boy system. And I have somebody that just texted me on my business email, and it's completely blank. Completely blank. And I'm going to read that person's energy when I get off my live. I'm going to remote view them. There's video of the actual crime. Somebody, yeah, they're watching me. They're watching me. And you know what's so crazy? I had a lady call me yesterday. And she was like, are you looking for a nanny job? Listen to this. Am I looking for a nanny job? I said, no, ma'am, I'm not looking for no nanny job. See, my channel is demonetized. If you guys don't know that, my channel is demonetized. I got demonetized. It's probably been 10 months or more, and they're messing with my numbers on my channel. Because one day I'm going to have to go to those crossroads. And I'm prepared to go to those crossroads. And I know that I'm protected in the spiritual and physical because I see it coming. Somebody says, I can get it. I've been there. Dealing with the same thing for years. I'm going to do a video later talking about something that's very, very important for a lot of us to know. I've been talking about it for years on my channel. No, they don't like it because you speak the truth. So he was beat up. His physical body was beat up. The girl was actually there when he was being beat up. Her story is a lie. And they will not take a lie detector test because if they take a lie detector test, they will fail that lie detector test. His phone was scrubbed. And he showed me his face. Nolan showed me his face. I actually seen the whole thing, you guys. It was so sad. And I'm standing there and I can't even help him in the spiritual. I mean, I can help him in the spiritual in different ways. And that's facts. So he showed me his face. As soon as I opened his phone, Nolan's face was right there, waiting for me to come back on. So when I was remote viewing, I actually was there that day. I witnessed in the metaphysical, okay, him being beat to death. And they lured him to another location. His face is going to be unrecognizable. Yes. That's why if you go back to my first video, I kept referencing and talking about Emmett Till. Sometimes I say things and I don't know what I'm referencing to until I go back and I remote view. The remote viewing is real. I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I've been remote viewing since I was a child. See, they have remote viewers that work for the government, but I learned from my ancestors. My ancestors knew how to remote view. So you remember in the video, Marie, how I said I was referencing Emmett Till to his energy in my first video, and I didn't know why I would kept referencing Emmett Till to Nolan's case, because his face is going to be unrecognizable. And somebody said that I'm not going to say their name, they said that they had to identify him through his dental records. Remote viewing is real. They remote view us all the time. I'm being remote viewed right now. Nolan, Xavier Wells will get justice. Mark my words. If it's not on this dimension, it will be on the next dimension. And the people that have done this to him, their children will never be free. And they will never be free. Mark my words. They will be bound. The reason why I believe they hate black people, they hate Hispanic people, is because we're the true Israelites. We are the true Israelites. They walk around here and pretend that they're the Israelites. No, we are the Israelites. That's why they want to erase us from this plane of existence. We're in every corner. Does the CIA use remote viewers? Yes, they do. There's one remote viewer, he watches me all the time. He's obsessed with me. He's a white Caucasian male. He likes to wear khakis. I know his name and everything. I know his routine and everything. He likes his coffee. He likes his coffee with creamer and sugar. He sits at a desk and he remotes view me. He remotes view me when I talk about certain cases. Because they can't figure out how I can see what I see. And I think I said his name in one of my videos. I mean, he's a nice guy. He's not like a bad guy, but he's just paid to remote view. And they pay him very good money. Remote viewing is real. A lot of people can remote view, but they just don't know how to remote view. Okay. Somebody says, "What am I wearing?" You have a black shirt on. You're wearing the color black. You have black in your clothing. She said no. Remote viewing is a technique. Okay, so when I remote view, I like to do it at nighttime. I can remote view in the daytime, any time of day, but I prefer night. The reason why is because the energy at night is different. Because when they always say 3 o'clock, that is mostly when the ancestors are communicating. So I was actually on the beach. Okay, he was beat to death, you guys. I'm telling you. That's why they had to get his teeth records, because, and the mother needs to show his physical body. There is bruises to his physical body. I'm telling you. They beat him very bad. And Nolan walked away. And the girl went after Nolan to bring him back. And they it's so crazy because I was looking at the island. There is a part of that island, okay? It looks like trees and stuff on that island, okay? And he was, and let me tell you something. There's witnesses to this. I'm telling you. And he pretended to be like he was dead, but he was still alive. And he was beat. I'm telling you, they beat that boy to death. Yes, Kate witnessed the taunting. Kate was there when he was being taunted. Was she taunting? No, it was the masculines that were taunting. Kate witnessed. Kate is the witness. But Kate was told to say certain things. See, you got to understand that these people's reputation, okay, the people's children that are involved in Nolan Xavier's case, they high positions. They know people. And they don't want to be looked as racist because they will lose every position that they have in the state of Mississippi. And they are racist. And I'm not talking about just racist. There are also occultists. And you know what's so crazy? I noticed, like, with these cases, it's very interesting that they okay, so there's two reasons they went after Nolan. They hated Nolan. They envied him. Man, when I tell you they envied him, when they seen Nolan, they put on a smile on his face and everything, you guys. But the hate for Nolan was fucking real. They hated Nolan. And they hated Nolan because he was so good at what he did. It didn't matter what he did. He was just talented. He could play sports. People just love Nolan. Are the parents going to fight the case? Yeah, the parents are going to fight it. They're going to try to offer the parents a plea deal. And that girl Kate's lying. Kate witnessed it. She couldn't do shit. And they told her, the boy told her to go get Nolan. And Nolan said no. Nolan tried to walk away. They surrounded Nolan. See, the thing is, with Carmelo Anthony's case, this is what you got to be careful of. Okay? My black sons, my black boys, they want you to react. See, they watch your behavior. They study you. It's very interesting because it's like they also mimic our children. I'm telling you guys. And they knew that Nolan would not hang with them no more, and Nolan would go back and tell people that these were racist kids. And they could not have that out there. But I'm telling you, one of those kids took a life before. And that's facts. And the thing with Carmelo was Carmelo reacted. See, when you are being gang stalked or you're being set up, right? They pick the perfect victim and the perfect perpetrator. Oh, they're when I tell you, Jada, these people, they're not even fucking, I don't even believe they're human. And the reason why I say this is because when I was in their energy and the shit I seen, I was like, this is not human like. They're demons. And they go in these churches and pretend that they're Christians 3 o'clock, and they're demons. We are fighting a spiritual war out here, and we will win. And we're not going to win it in the physical, we're going to win it in the spiritual. But see, Carmelo Anthony reacted to protect himself. Carmelo Anthony did not start that fight. Carmelo Anthony did not want to fight. He told the boy to leave him alone. See, when you're in a good old boy system, the good old boys are going to stick together. They have oaths. They have oaths. And it's not just about the good old boy. These are about occultists. These are occultists too, my friends. And this comes from generations where their grandparents then hung somebody, their grandparents then beat somebody and murdered them, and then the next generation. It repeats itself. Think about it. What makes these young boys believe that they can murder somebody, beat somebody, and get away with it? Because I'm telling you, one of these boys have done it before. This is high-level spiritual warfare. Yes, it is. It is. It's no joke. High level. I just got an email with nothing. Completely blank. These people go into churches and they call you demons, devil worshippers, and they're out here doing witchcraft, right? But they're calling their shit good witchcraft, but your shit is evil. No, fuck that shit. Teach your children how to protect yourself in the physical and the motherfucking spiritual. Nolan's spirit was talking to him. He wanted to leave. He was scared for his life. And there is some people that were there. The mother is getting advice. Even though she's a judge, she's getting advice. Thank you, baby Woot Robert. Yeah, I just washed my hair. I don't know, you guys, I don't even brush my hair out. I should just lock my hair up. I fight them on the spiritual and physical, you guys. I'm telling you, you have to. You know, they have did so much to us, and when I seen him being beat like that, I had a remote view it. I said, man, these people got some fucking kahunas. They got some balls. If you see, okay, I want you to pay attention to the boat picture. They wanted to seem like they were Nolan's friends, but they were not Nolan's friends. You see the one boy, how he has this is the boy that I seen that actually took the last blow. They all took a blow. They were all beating him up. There was more than what I seen when I was throwing the cards. There was more people there. There was a lot of people. Now, I want you guys to look at this picture very, 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 very good when he was on the boat. There's two of them wearing a red necklace, and one of them was wearing a white, but there was two of them wearing white. One of the boys has his arm on Nolan. Look at this. His legs. Right? Look at this. Now, if you're just average and you're looking at this picture like, oh, these are his friends. They're not his friends. This is the boy right here I kept seeing. That took the final blow. I believe he murdered somebody before. For entertainment purposes. He took a life. He got anger problems. And this boy right here, they're all good old boys. They were all drinking and all doing cocaine. Because I'm like, what drug was it? Nolan did not take one sip or ounce of alcohol. So if there's any alcohol, if there's any cocaine in Nolan's blood or whatever, he did not do it. He didn't take no drugs, and he did not drink. They even asked Nolan if he wanted some. He said no. No, Nolan was not drinking or using drugs. If you go back to my part 1, it kept coming out that the environment around him, they were drinking and drugging. They were doing weed and cocaine. And you know what I noticed is they come after athletes. See, Nolan could have went pro. Nolan would have went pro. So if you want to say that they're trying to steal his destiny, they can never be Nolan. There's only one Nolan. They didn't like Nolan because of who Nolan was. He was a good athlete. Nolan was going to go pro. Okay, there were scouts looking at Nolan. And I believe the coaches envied him too. See, this is a good old boy system. We've seen this in Texas. Okay, Florida. I mean, it's everywhere. The good old boy system is even in the northern states. No, the reason why they won't come out, Marie, is and they will be rehearsed. They're being rehearsed what to say, so they're all on the same accord. Even the girl. The girl lied. What's the girl's name? Kate? She's a liar. And if she's watching my channel, Kate, you will be haunted for the rest of your life. And if you don't come forward, trust me, you will meet your fate. So will all the rest of the boys. Okay? They will meet their fate. Mark my words. And their parents. And their grandchildren to come. If they even have grandchildren to come. See, they're racist. But they did not want Nolan to go back to tell his friends and people in the community, because Nolan was respected. So if Nolan would have went back and said they were a bunch of racists, they would have believed Nolan and trusted Nolan. They wanted Nolan to react out of anger, but he did the opposite, and that pissed them off even more. And for you to be able to scrub somebody's phone, you have very important people to scrub your phone. Very important connections to scrub a goddamn phone. So, is this a hate crime? Yes. Was this premeditated? I would say yes or no. The reason why I would say yes or no is because they wanted to get him. It was like he was kind of like groomed, like not really groomed, but they were waiting for especially the one kid was waiting for the right opportunity. So if I would say this was premeditated, because in the first video I was like, no, this is not premeditated. But looking at it and remote viewing it, this is premeditated, because this is not the first time Nolan went out with them on the boats. I know his friends gave back the phone, but the phone was scrubbed before it was given to the parents. Now, I'm trying to look at the kids that were there. There was 3 boys that were there. And I'm being drawn to the one in the middle more for some reason. And when I seen them beating on him, it was the one aggressor was the one in the middle, and the rest followed. Like, he was the leader. Okay? It was crazy the way they beat that boy. And I kept seeing, I was like, why am I seeing? So they went back and they did a cleanup. But these kids had help cleaning up. Adults. I had somebody just text me and there's nothing there. I mean, not text me, email me. And before I got in this live, 2 spam calls. Look at this. So is this a threat saying like they put the phone emoji like they're watching me? I don't give a fuck. I'm always ready. And especially in the spiritual, I will bury your ass. Oh, what was in his phone? Okay, so he tried to. Okay, they took his phone away from him, and he tried to get his phone back. Yeah, they can't. That's why. Because I know what they're gonna do. I know what they're gonna do. I'm warned, and I'm being shown what they're gonna do. So what was in his phone? What was he was trying to? They took his phone away from him, and he tried to get his phone back, and he tried to walk away. He was trying to get help. Okay, that's why they scrubbed his phone. And he has picture of them doing drugs and drinking and all that. That's what's on his phone. Um, they are shocked. They can't do anything. Bury them in the spirit. Yeah, I always bury them in the spirit. But man, when I was watching this, I was like, these kids, their spirits are not human. They have no compassion. They have no empathy. Um, I'm telling you guys. No compassion, no empathy, none of that shit. Yes, soulless. They're soulless. They're demons. When we say demons, people that beat somebody because of the color of their skin and the way they did it, I'm telling you guys, when that autopsy comes back, that boy's whole face, his whole body is beat up. And I kept, when I was doing the reading with the cards, I'm like, damn, why am I referencing to Emmett Till? And the mother's watching my page. Show your son's body. Show his body to the world. Let the world see his body. And let them judge these children and their family for what they have done. And I'm telling you, one of these boys took a life. They erased everything. Nolan was trying to reach out to get help. Because nobody on that damn island, they were all drunk, they were all drinking. They're gonna say Nolan was drinking. Nolan was not drinking. Nolan would not take his life. Nolan had he had his whole life in front of him. He had dreams. He wanted to go pro, and he would go pro. His own coaches, I see envy spirits. These spirits are envy. And you gotta understand, these kids didn't have the same talent as Nolan. How many black boys have we seen that are in college or athletic, have a future ahead of them, and are taken out? They're taken out. They're wiped out. And they're all black males. Even Hispanic males, but mostly black males. They're a threat. If you're an athlete, if you're good looking, if you have a good personality, you're kind to people. See, Nolan's word was Nolan's word. He loved everybody. He was fun, loving, caring. Oh my gosh. He was a victim. Yeah, they can erase the phone, but they still can get the information. The FBI can. Nothing is ever, whatever you put on your phone is never erased. Somebody just messaged me. His name is Kevin. His real name is Kevin. There's abbreviations on my phone. He goes by K Fly. His name is Kevin. His birth name is Kevin. He sent me he sent this to my email with a phone logo. He sent this as soon as I started this video. I timestamped this video at 3:17, and I got 2 spam calls. When I started my live. But they're not going to stop me. Well, they did this because of, yes, he was black. I think he's black and Asian, and they did this because they had envy spirits. They were jealous of him. I'm gonna screenshot this so you guys can all see this email, and I'll put it on my community posts. So they put a logo of a phone. So, Kevin, is that a threat? Just saying. Yeah. No, you can never scrub your phone. You can never scrub your phone. Whatever you say, you can never take it back. They can even your Google location. See, they can erase the location of where Nolan was, where he was being moved to. They can't. It's there. All you gotta do is get a warrant. Okay, there's people that do this for a living where they go into your phone and they can the towers. And you know what's so interesting? Let's go to the towers. So that picture was for you to perceive that they were Nolan's friends. They were not Nolan's friends. They hated Nolan. The phone. You know what's so interesting? I'm glad somebody said it. I said the phone, because certain areas you cannot pick up. You can pick up the phone location, but you cannot get. It was a sacrifice. You cannot get signal. And in my first video, I said, was this premeditated? And I'm like, no, this was premeditated. Because what they were doing was, each time they were taking him out, on the boat, or just, going out with him. And these were friends with him for a very long time. They are saying the mother grew up with one of the other mothers. She went to school. I don't know, okay? But what's so interesting is there is dead zones. I call them dead zones, where you can't dial out. You can be in your GPS and you put the location where you're trying to go, and all of a sudden it just you can't even call out. Okay, somebody knows what I'm talking about here. I'm on the phone and I'm like, I'm in a dead zone. And where are most of the dead zones located? 2 places, my friends. 2 places where most of the dead zones are located is hunting land, where they hunt for deer or animals, and second is military. And I know this for a fact, because I have been in dead zones. I have been in dead zones. And every dead zone I've been in was hunting dead zones. And I said, damn, why would they have dead zones where they hunt? What the fuck is that for? But I know what that's for. Yes, they can do a forensic phone investigation on the phone. Because I kept saying, Nolan, how did you die? How did you die? If you go to my part 1, I kept saying, how did you die? How did you die? Okay? And he was alive at some point. They beat him to death. They actually, they surrounded him. Right? But they lured him off. Okay? They knew what they were doing. So in that picture, it looks like, okay. And red and white is a part of, if you look at red and white, now why did they give the red and white beads? Because it was July 4th, so they had the red and white. But we can even go deeper with the red and white. So what they were doing was they were baiting him. So they were like, oh, okay, let's hang out with him. Let's pretend that we're his friends. And they were talking about him behind his back and everything. They wanted him for quite some time. And that day they felt like was the perfect opportunity because they were drinking and drugging, okay, and Nolan was alone. Each time Nolan was there was other people around, but they got him. And you understand he's on an island. Where's he gonna go? The only place to go is to the wooded area or in the water. That's it. All those boats out there. See, I don't know if there's a boat log of all the boats that were out there that day, but I'm telling you, somebody of importance was out there that day. That if that comes out, they will lose their fucking career. Yes, remember that card? I'm glad you said that, Mango. That card where they had their feet on his head. And I said, damn. I said, because the energy felt feminine. But it wasn't Kate, it was the guys. She witnessed it. She witnessed the whole thing. And they told her what to say. Kate's story is a lie. Kate's a fucking liar. Okay, so I was drawn to, and I'm trying to, the way I seen the fight when I'm standing on the beach and actually watching it, right? And they lured him. It looked like the woods. It looked like they took him in the woods. And there was 2 altercations that day. One was, it was very interesting because the way I seen it, it was like they were trying, so there was an altercation with Nolan, and they took him where he was not in the view of other people. Then there was another altercation that was staged. So it's like, don't look here, but look here. They knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing, my friends. I'm telling you. That's why I'm saying this happened before. And if you're watching my channel and you're friends with these kids, and if you're black or Hispanic, you need to run like fucking hell. They're not your friends. They're your enemies. This is spiritual. And we don't show no mercy. Because they're not showing you no mercy. Yeah, they were all involved. But one of them, the one that I was drawn to the most, does anybody know the one in the middle? What's his name, the one in the middle? Because when I seen him, it was very interesting because his glasses fell. But I could see his eyes. Because the one in the middle and the one in the one in the middle, it wasn't the one, the brown head one. He's a follower. He's a weirdo. Okay, he kind of reminds me of like he might be gay. Okay, I'm just saying. Let me go to the picture. He's giving me gay vibes. And I have nothing against gay people. So let me go to the picture. Okay. So the one I'm being drawn to the most, and it's very interesting because when I seen them with, so their glasses fell and broke. Okay. This one and this one right here, right? But when I seen them, he had the glasses on and then the glasses came off. And both of these boys, they look the same. I'm telling you. Somebody said low-key attracted to Nolan. Who knows? I mean, they and a girl's involved. You know what's so interesting? When I look at these two, even when I was on the beach and I couldn't help Nolan, my God. Let me breathe for a minute. Yeah, the one with the brown hair is gay. I think he's gay or bisexual, trisexual, whatever you want to call that. He's into men. Um, and I was getting from him, like, he comes from a Mediterranean family. I don't know if they're Greek or Italian or some shit like that. That kind of background. Okay. Um, the two, the one in the middle is the one, is that West? Does anybody know? Because when I seen it, it's hard to tell. It happened fast. Okay. Yeah, the one in the brown, he's like bisexual, trisexual. Okay, likes boys, likes men. Somebody says mafia. Yeah, he has some kind of ties. It could be Italian or Mediterranean ties, like literally those kind of ties. But he was there. They all jumped in and was hitting on Nolan. But the one that was doing like the real blowing was this one. And their glasses fell off. One of their glasses is broke. And I said the initials in my video. Yes, there's some occult shit going on. Y'all know in the islands there's some occult shit going on, okay? And there's witnesses that were on other boats. But everybody wants to be hush up because they don't want to have no involvement because they don't want people to know the truth that they're racist. They're fucking racist. And Horn Island, because it was giving me hunting. Like, you know how you hunt humans? Because I'm like, this is giving me like hunting vibes. And the reason why it was giving me hunting vibes is because you have prey and you have the predator. But they actually hunt humans. Okay? For entertainment purposes. They do hunt humans. And this is so sad, man. Nolan was such a good kid. Are they MK Ultra? Somebody asked me that. No, they're not MK Ultra. Were they hired to kill? Somebody says the colonial family's Mayflower. Let's pull one card. This deck is very deep, very dark. Okay, my spiritual team is here. Thank you. Woo! And it's called Haters Exposed. This deck is called a very dark deck. Very dark deck. It says ancestors, angels, spirit guides, goddess, gods got your back. Look at this. You better come correct, motherfuckers. So we're going to use this deck. This deck is dark as fuck. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all. And it says haters exposed because they were haters. You guys, you got to understand, like, when you hate somebody so much, and you know, I know who hates me and I know who likes me. That's why I don't hang with a lot of people, because I already know. And I pretend like if they're people like I'm around and I know they hate me. Oh, I'm gonna play the fool, because at the end of the day, I know deep in their heart they hate everything about me. And the reason why they hated Nolan is because they couldn't be Nolan. That's why they hated him. I'm not gonna try to be on here long. So we're gonna use both decks. This one is very dark. I'm just gonna warn y'all. Very dark deck, my friends. Evil. Okay, it's called Evil Eye. It's called Haters Exposed. So we're gonna expose these haters. So yeah, they beat him to death, you guys, and they put his body. Oh my God. The person hating on you has narcissistic behaviors. So the ones that were beating on him, they were narcissistic sociopaths. Are they MK Ultra? Fuck no. They just hate. Yes, Nolan did try to defend himself, but he walked away. Because the reason why Nolan walked away is because he knew that they wanted to fight him. And he knew that if he would have fought him, see, they were trying to make Nolan to fight to be the aggressor. So they could say, oh, Nolan was the aggressor. But Nolan did the good thing. Well, actually, he wouldn't have made it out of there alive. Because not all the people there that day were cowards. Yeah, there was older people that helped move the body. They went back and cleaned up. It was a cleanup job. A professional cleanup job. So the person hating on has narcissistic behaviors. I have a protection pouch. Thank you, ancestors. I caught my mojo bag. Envious of your career, the money you make. This is the spirits he was dealing with. Envious of his career, his football career, his athletic abilities, and the money that he could make in the future. And see how they're wearing this mask, masquerading around like they're fake fucking frauds. And it's giving me La Marte energy. La Marte, if you guys know about La Marte, the guy that killed him before, who are his parents? The guy that killed before, the guy that was killed before, who are his parents? You mean who they killed before? I don't know. I got a remote view. I got a remote view and channel. There's another person that died too. So if there's another case in that county, there's connections with this boy. This boy have killed before. Okay. The person causing you negative is a air sign. And we had air. Air's about communication. Let's pull 2 more from this deck. They were wearing, if you notice in all these photos, they're like masks. They're pretending. And they put his body in the water. And I'm telling you, when I was using the thing to locate, I bet you that's exactly where they found his body. I cannot make this shit up. Yes, there was an older man that helped with the body. It was a cleanup. They hired a cleanup. Okay, right here, I told you guys, undisplayed body welts and bruises on him and scratches. His body will have bruises. His body will have bruises. Shit is crazy. You can't hide bruises. You cannot hide bruises on a body. You can't hide them. Water can't even hide the shit. I'm going to have to do a part 3. I don't want to be here long because I believe the one that I kept seeing with the blonde hair, he has killed before for entertainment purposes. I'm telling you, that boy got some issues. Thank you, ancestors. Just saying about, they're giving me messages too. So these messages are for me. It just says somebody's doing black magic, juju working on you, return to sender, backfire. It's going to backfire on their asses. They're just letting me know, which I knew. Return to sender, backfire on them. They're just warning me. They've been warning me since I did the first video. Beware of anyone from the past wanting to enter back into your life. You see how they're doing that? You see this with the cultists. They do the one eye. Huh. Let's pull 2 more from here. Tap into your intuition. You already know who the person is. The person that did this had low self-esteem. Their envy, inferior towards you. Okay, esteem, deep-rooted childhood wounds. So the one that did the leader of this, the leader of the blonde hair, he's the one. Man, the hate I seen on him, oh my God. And the glasses fell off. There is evidence, you guys. I'm telling you. There's fucking evidence, okay? My spiritual team is here. Thank you. Give me... I'm seeing 3 more cards. 4 more cards. They're saying boom, 4 more cards. They're not playing. They're not playing, my friends. So 4 more. Let's get... That's 1. Come on. This one wanted to come out, so we're going to take this one. Okay, that's 4 cards. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, spiritual team. Thank you so much. Keep the circle around me. So the person causing you negative is a fire sign. So we got fire. We had all... Remember when I did the reading, we have an air sign involved, a fire sign, a water sign. I think it was earth. You guys see how the light is going... What the... Well, can I take this off? Let me turn this on and see if Nolan will show up. This is called a ghost hunting. We'll put it over there. Okay, I'm touching it. So, it should go off. Okay, I want to show you guys this. So, it's off. It's on. Okay. So, the persons that did this had low self-esteem. They were envy of Nolan. It stems from deep-rooted childhood wounds. So, this is generational. Remember I told you they were taught to hate? Nolan, if you're here, can you make that thing go off, please? I'm so sorry for what happened to you. This is sad as hell. Hating on your spiritual psychic gifts. Remember I said that Nolan was like a starseed? He could have also been psychic. Okay? But this is messages for me too. So I'm taking that shit over there. And I'll handle them later. Also it says tap into your intuition. So he was tapping into his intuition. He could have been psychic. There he goes. You guys hear it? Give me a heart if you guys can hear it. Heart for Nolan. Heart for Nolan. You hear it? It's green. He has not ascended yet. He's upset. He's hurt. This is crazy, you guys. I just, when I was remote viewing, I got chills, you know. Okay. A person causing negative is a fire. So we're looking at a fire sign, air sign here. He has unexplained welts. So there was an object used. Okay. And that's what I was seeing. It kind of looks like something from off of a boat. Yeah. This is crazy. See, they were causing him to act out of character. Oh God, emotions, mood swings. They wanted him to react because they wanted to make the narrative that he was the aggressor. But Nolan did the opposite and it pissed them off. So if you ever get in a situation, if you're a black male out here, black female, Hispanic female, indigenous, listen to what I'm saying. Do not react. Do not engage. This is what they want. Start recording. It doesn't matter who it is. Start playing the recording. Call somebody and start recording. Everything. See, See, Nolan didn't react. He did the opposite. He tried to walk away. They wanted to make it seem like Nolan was the angry black male. But Nolan did the opposite. So causing you to act out of character. Oh gosh. Irrational emotions and mood swings. See, Nolan wasn't going to get out of character. Because that's not who Nolan was. Nolan was loving and caring. So Nolan wanted to walk away. Just like Carmelo Anthony's case. Carmelo Anthony told them, look, he's here. Now he's all the colors. He's around them. You guys, I'm telling you. My gosh, I got chills. Secretly jealous, hating on your romantic relationship. Remember I told you there was a girl that one of these boys wanted? My God, look at this. And this looks like the goddamn boy that I seen. The one in the middle, I'm telling you, it's the one in the goddamn middle. He's the leader of the pack. Yo, I got chills. Let's see. Do they want me to pull more? 2 more cards, they said. Damn. Guys, this shit is dark. When I tell you dark, these people are dark. This is spiritual. Y'all need to protect yourself spiritual out here. I don't give a fuck. They can say all kinds of shit they want to say. Protect yourself out here. Protect your children. And justice for Nolan, Xavier Wells. Teach your children how to protect themselves in the spiritual and the physical. See, they wanted Nolan to react, but Nolan did not react. Hey, Jay, he didn't. He did the opposite. That made them even mad. See, Carmelo reacted. Carmelo warned them 3 times. That is self-defense. When you, I just heard something. And Storm is downstairs. I want to take this off because this light looks like it's about to flicker. Nolan is staying on red. He's also telling me to be cautious of what I'm saying. Thank you, Nolan. Nolan is sounding the alarm, my friends. This looks like the boy. And look at this. See, this looks like Nolan. He's black, right? And Asian. But it says in this card, it's very interesting, causing you to act out of character, irrational emotions, mood swings. So they're going to say that Nolan drowned, or he was something with his mental status, or they're going to say, see, because they can't spread the narrative that he reacted like Carmelo did. They can't spread that because he didn't. He actually walked the opposite way. And they brought him back. They sent the girls to bring him back. Secretly jealous and hate on your romantic relationship. Any more cards? 4 cards. You guys, it's like he's saying yes. This is crazy. Did Kate wanted them for entertainment? This is for entertainment purposes. I have to say that for legal purposes, okay? Yes, Kate's involved. Kate's story is a lie. They told Kate what to say. Everybody's story, when they go to trial, everybody's story is going to sound the same. And that's how you know they're lying. All the stories are going to be the same. It's going to be so perfect. But, see, these people are trained to teach them how to talk a certain way. If you understand what I'm saying here. No, Kate was scared, but she was there. She witnessed the whole fucking shit. Now, secretly jealous, hating, see, he was trying to walk away from Kate's ass too. Kate was told to say what she said. Kate is lying. Kate is lying. It sounds like he's saying yes. He said energy vampire. Ah, damn. He's saying, it's, oh god, this deck is dark, my friends. So if you want to exit out now, you might as well. These people's eyes are even like black. He's saying energy vampire, excessive, demanding your attention and emotional support. Said 4 cards. Let's pull 4 more. One of the boys has a ring, a high school ring on his finger. One of the boys have a high school ring on his finger that day. His graduation ring. No, they have no remorse. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So we got blackmail. And let's get, so that's 2 cards. They said 4 cards. So they're sending hate tweets towards you, petty bird, tweet, tweet. And haters are mad because they see you winning. And blackmail's here, digging up dirt on you to use later. Shit. This is copycat. They were copycats. Trying to be like you, everything you do. Causing you to lose and miss out on an opportunity. This would be for the NFL. That thing won't go off. Okay. Nolan. When I seen the cleanup, Ashun energy's here, so Ashun is about water. The sunflower. What they had, one of those boys had a fraternity, not fraternity, what do you call them? Yeah, one of those children is gay on the DL. Is this occultist families? Yes. They're blackmailing them. I don't want to be on here long. One of the boys wears a ring on his finger. If the mom and dad can remember the ring is a graduation ring. Give me 2 more cards. 3 more cards, they said. Marriage, wedding, vow, social media, his phone. His phone was scrubbed by masculine. Who scrubbed your phone? Wedding vow means they made a vow that this would never come out. This would never be, the truth would never be told. Show me, let me get my other deck. Who scrubbed the phone? I already know who scrubbed the phone. The justice is here. Somebody could be law enforcement that scrubbed the phone or some kind of agency. We're going to get mature man. He scrubbed the phone. This is somebody that has a special skill. I already see his face. This is an older, mature man. You guys, I gotta turn that off. He won't. See, he was sending a message out through the phone. I have to turn it off. He won't stop. He wants justice. Yep, law enforcement. This is somebody that has a background in that does this, that knows people. He was sending a message out because he was concerned. The message of concern wants to come out, and this is pathway. Okay, pathway. There's a wooded area by there. This was fast. But they went back to the beach and party like nothing happened. See, he was sending out a message of concern. A SOS. But he couldn't get it out. This is crazy. And somebody that could work in the Justice Department scrubbed the phone. It's an older male. I could see him. That's what I was asking, because I seen an older man that was out there that day. And it was like, he was giving me the first energy I got from the male, this older male that was helping the boys, like, you know, saying like, do this, do that. He was giving me like, I'm going to be honest. He was giving me FBI vibes. Government official vibes. He was out there that day. He could be a police officer. Okay. He was out on those boats with his, who was he out there in the boat with? I feel like he was out in the boat with his family. And this is the mother's energy. The mother's a judge. Yeah, marriage with his wife. He was out there with his wife. He's concerned that this might come out. I'm telling you, I see in his face. This is his occupation. This man, I think he's more than a police officer. I mean, he could be a police officer, but has high connections, my friends. I'm talking about high connections. He was out there with his wife on another boat. Let's ask a question. Let's leave his... Was he on another boat? Because I'm telling you, he was. He was telling the boys what to do. And then the boys went back like nothing happened. Trying to tell you. Yep, secrets. There's something on that there's more surveillance. There's more surveillance. Man-made. I told you guys. What else? People were recording. The alien card was, he felt like he was around, like he didn't know these kids anymore. They turned Jack on Hyde on his ass. And look, 3 of them. And there goes the girl that he was dating, and they were jealous. He was trapped. He died, and he was manipulated. This was an inside job. They wanted revenge. And they threw him out like trash. Then they took his phone back to his home. I'm telling you guys, they scrubbed his phone. The female knows. The female, what's her name? Kate. Kate's ass knows. Because they were telling Kate, there was an older couple, a man and a woman that was out on the boats that day. They could have been law enforcement. Mango, you're right. Because that's what I was picking up. Now, he could have been a cop, you know, and he wasn't obviously in his uniform that day. But we need to get his name. We need his name. We need his name, my friends. Now, I gave y'all some initials here. We need his name. It could start with the M. We got a W. We need his name, his full name, and his motherfucking badge number. Because obviously he wasn't in uniform that day. But he was out there with his wife that day. His wife even knows. This is for entertainment purposes. So that fight, there was 2 altercations. So they wanted They lured Nolan off in another direction. Nolan walked away. Okay, this is what I got from my remote viewing. This guy wears the uniform. Okay, so he was giving Nolan them directions of what to do, and then he met up with Nolan's mom and them. Because yes, I told you guys. So this officer that was out there that day was out there with his wife. My God. No, they were just out there having, enjoying their July 4th weekend. I'm telling you, there was an officer out there. The officer's giving me like high, like has connections, but he's giving me also because when I can see his face, he's an older gentleman. He could be in his 60s or 50s, like 53 ish, 50. They're saying like 53. 53. They're saying 53. He could be 53. What else? Yes. This is crazy. But the problem is, okay, is there a way for them to know the boats that were out there that day? Because if we can get this police officer's information that was out there with his wife that day, we can put him there. And we can also hook his ass up to a lie detector test. None of these kids are going to pass a lie detector test. None of them. And they're not even trained. People are trained to manipulate the test, but they're not going to be able to. They're going to be exposed. That's all Bancroft got to do. Say, okay, if you guys did not take his life and he really was in the water, let's take a polygraph test. Yes, let's take the polygraph test. If you didn't do it, if none of you boys did it, and Kate, you're telling the truth, hook up to a polygraph test. I bet you they're not going to do it. Because it's going to come back deception. And they can't fight the polygraph test because the polygraph test is used in the court of law. None of them are going to pass. And trust me, this older man that was out there on that boat that day with his wife, he don't want to lose his job either. None of them would pass. I'm going to leave it here, you guys. This is so sad. Nolan was looked at in celebrity status. The abuse and neglect that came out in my part 1 was they beat him. Okay, they beat him to death. Now, they could have used something that was on the boat. The reason why I say that, because it looks like it could have been a chain. But that one card that I pulled is really throwing me off because when I was remote viewing it, it looked like a little object. Josh Gill, the Cajun Navy. I don't know. What I'm noticing, okay, grandparents. So this comes back generations. These people have been doing this for a long time. I don't know who Josh Gillen is. He's a Cajun Navy. Somebody says, what would you do if when you were okay? So you said yes, say yes. No, I would say I wouldn't go. I'm not going out there with all them white people. Fuck no. I've seen, you know how many reads I've did, and I'm not prejudiced. I have a lot of white friends. But, I've been a white, brown, white kids all my life. Would I went out there in the boat alone? No. And something in his spirit was telling him not to go. So this is giving me like this boy was psychic. He was definitely a starseed. His intuition was telling him not to go, and he went. Man, you got to trust your intuition out here. It'll keep you alive. I'm telling you, it will keep your ass alive. Josh Gillen in the Cajun Navy. There was somebody out there that day. I'm telling you. That's from Mississippi. that was out there with his wife. And I believe that second altercation, that was all stage. I'm going to end this, you guys. Thank you guys so much. This is Jennifer Phillips, and this is for entertainment purposes. I must say that. And I have to say that. And I believe that they could be. Oh, the sheriff. Oh, shit. Was he out there that day? Now, the guy that I seen on the boat, he was not, his boat was close to his boat. He also had glasses on too. So I couldn't see his eyes, you guys, okay? But he was there with a wife, okay? Was that sheriff there? I don't know, okay? But let's ask. And I'm ending this. This is for entertainment purposes, okay? He looks like he's sick. And he got an illness. Give me, I think we pulled a card on the sheriff. Didn't we pull one on Jackson County Sheriff? Let's pull one more on his ass. For entertainment purposes. Was this ass if give me one card on his energy. We're gonna go to this deck. This is dark. It's some dark shit right here. He looks sick. These people are, you notice these people are starting to look sick? Like their face. Like they look pale, but they look sick. I've been noticing this on a lot of people. I'm going to do a read about that too. I'll make 5 cards. Give me a card on, we're going to use John. So Road. This is Jackson County Sheriff John Ledbetter, whatever, Ledbetter. They said 5. Okay. That's 1. I have his picture here. He had sunglasses on. He was with his wife. If the boat card, I know his boat was close, right, close by. I'm not sure if it was him because they had sunglasses on, okay? So something with John and his okay, so John is grandfathered in by family members. So his family members could have been sheriffs or law enforcement. His grandfather, okay? He looked at his grandfather highly. What else do I need to see? The fake death keeps coming out. Wait a minute. Let's shuffle this again. They said 5 cards. Is the sheriff related to that girl? It's saying he was on the water that day. They said 5 cards. We got 4 cards. So the road leads back to the truth. The grandparents. Is he related to this girl? Does anybody know if the sheriff is related to any other people that were out there on the boat that day? The girl. Because I'm being more drawn to the girl's energy. It's saying water. So he could have been on the body of water. And we got the next card is accomplice. So let's pull one more on his energy. 4. So yeah, sheriff knows something about this, you guys. His intuition. His intuition was kicking in that day. Does anybody know where the sheriff's location was that day? Does anybody know? We got cleanup. Something about greed. And something about homicide. And something about a meeting. And something's hidden in his energy. So I'm going to leave it there. And he's the justice system. And the child, he knows what happened to this child. That would be Nolan. And there goes the phone. So he knows. He knows the truth. But how can you prove that he was out there in the boat? Does anybody know if his wife and him was out there in the boat that day? Because it's saying he was on water that day. This is for entertainment purposes and cleanup. Is he related to any of them boys, or any of the girl? Now, road also means transportation, like vehicle, like the chariot, movement. So there was definitely movement. This is for entertainment purposes. We're going to put one more from this deck. Poverty and officer. Officer came out in my part 1. They seen Nolan as poverty. I don't know if that's because he's black. Because he definitely wasn't. His mom was a nurse practitioner. Okay. Message of concern. Nolan was trying to send out a message. SOS. Family. So this officer is related to somebody. Who's this officer related to? It's a girl. I'm telling you, it's a girl. Somebody in the community. God damn. I'm going to leave it right here. This is for entertainment purposes. Remember, somebody's occupation kept coming out in my part 1. In officer. He's related to somebody in somebody's family or in the community. He's blood. I'm talking about blood related. Blood related. This is all going to come out. And he travels. He could have traveled in his past for his job. His grandfather raised him. His grandfather. He looked up to his grandfather. His grandfather was in the military. Government. Yeah. Woo, baby. So this is what I got. This is for entertainment purposes. I'm going to leave it here. I think he went to the same high school as the boys. Was it... I don't know. Was it Passagouli High School? I don't know. They name a lot of these high schools after indigenous names. I don't know. 441. 144 is a frequency. 144 is the frequency that Nolan carried. 144. That's who he was. He was here to do great things. This man looks sickly, okay? He does. He looks sick. He's struggling with some kind of illness. This man's grandfather, his dad was very strict. His dad was an alcoholic. This is the sheriff. I'm reading the sheriff's energy right now. The sheriff in that county's dad, Ledbetter sheriff. His dad was alcoholic. He comes from a military background. He looked highly up to his grandfather. Okay, his grandfather meant everything to him. Okay, he's married, and I see 2 or 3 children here. There's something with his health. He's struggling with something with his health. I don't know if he was ever diagnosed with cancer or something with his health. Okay, because I don't know why I'm getting cancer here. Now, this could have been 1 year ago, 2 years ago. He actually had health issues. I'm still talking about serious health issues. And he's still struggling with these issues, okay? He has a boat. He likes to go out on the boat. He likes to fish. He likes to hunt. He goes to a particular church. And I'm being drawn to his grandfather. He looked up to his grandfather. He really didn't look up to his father. He looked up to his grandfather. His father was kind of abusive. His father was an alcoholic. His grandfather was very, like, old school. The sheriff. Ledbetter. Let me just do an energy read just looking at him. He's struggling with a health condition. Is he retired? Does anybody know? Because I feel like he's going to retire early. I'm seeing 3 children. Does he have 3 kids? Does anybody know? He did have a health scare. 444. So this health scare was 2 years ago, but it's still something that's lingering, if this makes sense. Now I'm also seeing something with his prostate. He has so there's something in their prostate, and this goes back 5 generations. But his grandfather, like he said, like he looked up to his grandfather. His grandfather was like a father. His wife wants him to retire. Does anybody know if he got 3 kids? Can you look that up for me real quick? Because I'm seeing 3 children here. 3 kids. His kids are like grown. He's related to somebody that was, he's related to, and this could be through marriage. So he could be like, somebody in his family could have married somebody else, if this makes sense. Okay? Could have married somebody that was also like through bloodline. You know how your family married somebody else? But he knows these families. They all know each other. They all hang in the same circles. Okay? His wife wants him to retire. He's dealing with an illness. I'm getting cancer, but something with his prostate. He looked up to his grandfather. His grandfather was his grandmom and grandfather was especially his grandfather. He loved his grandfather. His grandfather would take him hunting and fishing. His grandfather also could have been like a sheriff in that town and well respected. His father was also in law enforcement and has a military background. And I'm hearing he was born, bred it, and bred. They're saying, they're funny. They're saying he was born, bred it, and raised in Mississippi. That's what they're saying, okay? So thank you guys so much. It's Jennifer Felix. This was my remote viewing. I just remote viewed the case of Nolan Xavier Wells, and I also did a short remote viewing. Well, I wouldn't say remote viewing, energy reading, just looking at his picture. He's struggling with, these people are looking like the Walking Dead out here. I believe he has 3 children, but if he's watching my channel, his grandfather raised him. So what I mean is his grandfather raised him. His dad was a very abusive and very controlling man. This is for entertainment purposes. He has issues in his prostate area. And this goes back on his father's side. Damn, Jen. It said he was out there. I was just waiting for the boat. He was on the water. Okay, so he was on the water. Okay, it says he was on the water. Okay. If you go back to my part 1, And it says him and a woman. Now, I don't know the relationship of. That's what I'm saying. Is there like a log of everybody out there? Because I'm telling you, he was on the body of water that day. I'm telling you, it's just somebody to come forward and say as a witness he was out there that day. Now, and the problem is they're doing this. That card that came out. If you come forward, they're going to set you up for the crime. So whoever comes forward, they're going to say they're the person that did this to Nolan. So this is why they're all hushy hush. They all have an oath. Okay, nobody speaks. If you speak, your ass is going to be. You might be gone. Okay. But what this is a reading that I got on the sheriff. I was just reading his energy by just looking at his picture. Yeah, he struggles with prostate. He goes to a church. I'm trying to see what domination this is. It kind of, I don't, it kind of looks Lutheran. Does he go to a Lutheran church or a Mormon church? It, hold on. Kind of looks Lutheran. I don't know if this is a Lutheran though. They're saying no. It's a Baptist church. That's what they're saying. But he could have had Lutheran or Mormon in his family. Especially, I'm going more towards the Lutheran. This is what I got. This is Jennifer Phillips. Everything I said today was for entertainment purposes and all bullshit. I have to say that so they don't come for me, okay? But this is what I got of the remote viewing session of Nolan and Xavier Wells, 18-year-old boy that was murdered in Mississippi. And I also did a quick energy read on Sheriff Ledbetter. Okay? So the card that came out, Ledbetter's energy, is there's a connection with families. So I don't know. And I'm going more towards the girl's energy. Okay? The girls. The caution is the vehicle, transportation, happen fast. Yeah, see, don't come for me. You guys know I'm the real fucking deal. His grandfather was also a sheriff. Yes, he loves his fucking grandfather. His grandfather was his everything. You can't tell him shit about his grandfather. 451. His grandfather was the air that he breathed. He worshipped his grandfather. His grandfather was more of a father to him than his father. His father was an alcoholic. I'm not gonna pull no more energy. Okay, they said just leave it there for entertainment purposes. And he was on a goddamn boat. I told y'all. The sheriff was on a fucking boat. Now, let me tell y'all something. He has 3 children. I'm not going to say the person's name that we're discussing this on my page. Does he have 3 children? Because I see 3 grown children here. He was on the boat. I told you guys. The sheriff was on the goddamn boat. In the goddamn water. My God. Let's see if water comes out. Because he was on the boat. We got cover up. One more card. He knows about this. And this is for entertainment purposes. The ancestors don't lie, my friends. I'm not trying to stay on here long. Surveillance. This could also mean he witnessed it. One more card for his energy. Oh, shit. That accomplice card wants to keep coming out. Y'all stop playing. See, that older man, it was hard for me to see him because he had his glasses on. You guys, my light is like flickering right now. Yo, Nolan wants justice. When I tell you, hold up. One more card. This is for entertainment purposes. Nolan, is there anything? Yo. He witnessed it, you guys. He knows this is a cover-up. I don't even know if I want to keep going. And it says cleanup. Somebody says he has a daughter. Why am I seeing 3 children? He knows this is a cover-up. Yo, this is crazy. I would never take my life. This is for entertainment purposes. He was on the boat. He witnessed it. The surveillance is he actually witnessed it with his own eyes. He knows this is a cover-up. And there's a cleanup. Nolan, do you want to say anything about... Do you want to say anything about the sheriff before I end this? My God. You guys, this should be crazy out here. Ledbetter, do you want to say anything or do you want me to turn that thing on? You guys, you guys, you guys, I don't even like... I asked Nolan if he wanted to say anything about the sheriff. He said his phone, social media, his phone. And he knew he was trapped. I don't even want to keep going. Like, seriously. Look at this shit. There's a connection with the sheriff to one of the girls. I'm telling you, it's the girl. It could be the girl's family. I don't know. And road could be vehicle or chariot or just fast movement. These are the same cards that are coming out here. Somebody says maybe he has unethical children. I don't know. But he was on a boat. Let's see if he was on... It's saying he was on the boat, you guys. It says that he was... The surveillance is that he was... That he was watching. One more card. On the sheriff. You got... You guys should see how Storm's looking at me. I'm ending this reading. The Storm's looking at me like, what the... Storm's looking at me. Yo, I'm telling you. Dead in water. And man-made wants to come out. Yo. Storm's looking at me crazy. Look. He knows man-made. And he was on the water. He was on the boat. Yo, I gotta end this. I got to end this. Whew. You know, you guys know I can be like... It came out twice. And he came out as cleanup. These are the cards that came out for the sheriff. I'm going to show you guys one by one. These are the cards that came out for the sheriff, and I'm in this. This is for entertainment purposes. There's a bird outside my window. This is on the sheriff's energy. I'm gonna put slash Nolan, Xavier, Wells, and Ledbetter, sheriff of Jackson County, was out in the water that day. I can't believe this. His daughter's 16. He was on the water and on the boat that day. And if you notice, like, this looks like, if you look at both of these cards, right? This looks more daytime and this looks more like at night. And then the boys, they stayed out there all day, like, partying. Like, nothing that even happened. And he knows this is a cover-up. He was on the water. He was in the boat. He know Nolan was trapped. There's something he knows. Surveillance means seen or on camera. There's a cleanup. He knows this is man-made and something about Nolan's phone. That's all I'm going to say. This is for entertainment purposes. This is crazy. Crazy. When I tell you crazy, I'm going to leave it there. This is Jennifer Phillips readings, you guys. Hit the like button, share my video. Rest in peace, Nolan, Xavier, Wells, 18 years old, Mississippi. Wow. Damn, somebody says he's the commissioner. Fuck. If I was in that town and I did this reading and I lived in that town, I would probably get the fuck out of that town. And that's on some real shit. I live in a predominantly white town. But they don't fuck with me. Okay? I don't fuck with them, they don't fuck with me. Okay? I stay in my lane and they stay in their lane. But would I trust any of these motherfuckers? Fuck no. Would I even trust my own at this point? Because the work I do? Fuck no. Sorry, I'm not. This is crazy. He's a commissioner. Shit. His phone. I don't even know. Does anybody know how you could scrub the goddamn phone? Okay. You know what? Okay. Oh my God. Let me just breathe for a minute. When I was remote viewing it, right, they grabbed his phone. They wouldn't give him his phone back. Oh, God. I don't feel like I don't know if he had a password. I'm not getting that. I'm feeling like it's either a finger or his face. If you reset your phone, it's not going to erase everything that was in your phone. But if they have the FBI involved in this, and the CIA, especially the FBI, because why would the CIA be in this? The FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, they have a team where, like, say your phone is burnt or damage to your phone. Oh my gosh. They can retrieve all the information from your phone. All right, you guys, this is Jennifer Phillips readings, and I'm leaving it here, right here, okay? And I did an energy reading on the sheriff and the energy reading on, well, not energy, remote viewing Oh my God. Somebody says he's also on the board of directors of the Pascala Rotary Club. He's part of a lot of clubs. Fuck. You know how many cases that I've done on sheriffs of the towns? These good old boys. And they know so much shit. And it comes out eventually. You remember Summer Moon Utah Wells' case? Where the sheriff in that county told people not to go search for this little girl. And come to find out, his son is a registered sex offender. Summer Moon Wells, what's that sheriff in Tennessee? And I did a reading on him, and his son also, the one of my shells fell. And if you see one of my shorts, I said, oh my God, his son took somebody's life too. The sheriff in, what county is that? Where Summer Moon Wells is from. Is it Huntsville? No, Summer Moon Wells. What county? Nolan keeps showing up on my thing. So this was on Nolan. This is so sad. My God, this boy was murdered. And this is for entertainment purposes. You guys share my video, comment your thoughts, and we need to pray for Nolan, because even though he's transcending and ascending, you guys understand this happens so fast. So he is like, he's going to go through the phases of anger. And I don't fully felt like, if you go back to my part 1, it's like his spiritual team was there, right? But nobody did. It's like nobody protected him. It's weird. But they were warning him, but he wasn't paying attention to the warnings. Yes, Mason. Freemason family. Definitely. And also part of the legal system. So this family is going to have an uphill battle, but we have to... If I was the mother and she gets to see my video, I would definitely show her son's body to the world. Let them see his body. And let the people see his body, and let them be the judge and the jury. Okay? All right, thank you guys so much. This is Jennifer Phillips readings, you guys. My condolences to the Nolan Xavier Wells family. Okay? All right. Bye.